Shalom, all praises, glory, and honor unto Yahweh, by Hashem, Yahweh Shai, by Hashem, Rakakwadash. Double honors unto the apostles and elders of Great Millstone that rule well through the scriptures, peace to the hopeful elect. I'm going to do a lesson on Margaret Sanger. Now, Margaret Sanger is a Edomite woman, so-called white woman who credited with being the founder of Planned Parenthood. You know, brothers have did lessons on this woman. But a couple weeks ago, Apostle Gabar did a video entitled Expose Him, Expose Him. And the elder Manatazakba from South Carolina did a video called Expose Him/Her. And that him and that her being the house of Esau, the house of Edom. It's a whole, what you know as Caucasian people today. They use their science and they use history and they use medicine to destroy and to destroy Israelites, so-called Negroes, Latino, Native Americans, to destroy us mentally, physically, spiritually, and to also influence the rest of the world's opinion about us. All right, and they got it in they books, so that way when certain atrocities get committed against us, there won't be any sympathy. You know, it'll be like, oh, those people deserve that. But anyway, there's this something I saw online. It's like a meme or something. It says, what she knew. And she's quoted as saying, colored people's genes are too strong. We must find ways to exterminate and confuse them so that we stay in power or we are doomed. And I was trying to find some information too, and this is the actual meme right there. All right. And I was trying to find some information to back this up and see if she actually said that. Now, she said a lot of evil and negative things about our people, my people, but I couldn't find that one. But whether that's true or not, that is the case. That is the situation. Because if everything was fair with the innovation that Israelites have, we would have made this place better and been in positions of power and authority. That's what happened when you go into the Roman Empire. See, the Roman Empire, it had slavery, and it had a hierarchy, but it wasn't institutionalized to the degree it is in America. So you had people of different races, predominantly the Israelites that they conquered, able to maneuver and get positions of a power, positions of authority. I said of a power, but positions of authority and power, and then were subsequently able to lead, able to rule. You know, so. Let me start out, because what she said was true. Let's go to Genesis 25, because it was prophesied. So when you read Genesis 25, and I'm gonna start at 21. It says, "And Isaac entreated the Lord for his wife, because she was barren, and the Lord was entreated of him, and Rebekah his wife conceived. And the children," see, that's plural, all right? So she's pregnant with twins. "And the children struggled together within her. And she said, if it be so, why am I thus?" So if it's a blessing for me to finally give birth and have children, why is it so painful? Why is this, because you can imagine that it was painful for her, for these children to be struggling within her womb, right? It says, "And she said, if it be so, why am I thus? And she went to inquire of the Lord. And the Lord said unto her, two nations are in thy womb." So even though they got the same mother and father, it says, two nations are in thy womb. "And two manner of people shall be separated from thy bowels." So they came from the bowels of Isaac and Rebekah. But so-called black people, Native Americans, Latinos, and so-called white people got different sets of mannerisms, got different sets of things that distinguish them from each other, even though we come from the same parents. All right. It says, "And the Lord said unto her, two nations are in thy womb, and two manner of people shall be separated from thy bowels, and the one people shall be stronger than the other people." Right. So the Israelites, we are stronger than the so-called white folks. We're stronger than all these other races. All right. And not just physically, all right, but also mentally, because when you look at what happened to the slaves in slavery, they still had a mental capacity to have hope, all right, and to still uh, deal with that. You know what I'm saying, and still be enslaved and still find happiness and joy and family. All right, in certain institutions, still invented things because when you're depressed, all right, and not saying we weren't depressed during slavery, but when you're utterly depressed, you don't got innovation to do anything. All right, we in hard bondage, still coming up with inventions, still coming up, still finding ways to sing and dance and to procreate. And another thing about depression, when you depress, you don't procreate, you don't have sex and bring forth children or whatever. But anyway, the mental strength that we had to deal with that, these they don't have. Like you see them killing themselves and committing suicide and killing the whole family when the stock market dip or when their investments fail. All right. But anyway, it says and we stronger spiritually too, because the things that our people believe in, whether it's the Christianity or Muslim, they go hard for it. All right, you talk to a so-called a white Christian, so-called white Christian or Edomite, after going back and forth with the Bible, if you proving them wrong in their points, they'll eventually say, well, man wrote it anyway. And you sitting there looking like, well, wait a minute, I thought you believed in the scriptures, but that's how you know they're Edomite. It says, and the one people shall be stronger than the other people, and the elder shall serve the younger. Now, Esau was born first, the so-called white people. When you read this passage, Esau, all right, I'll read it. It says, and when her days to be delivered were fulfilled, behold, there were twins in her womb. And the first came out red all over like in hairy garments. So that's your so-called white people, because you're not really white. This paper, that's white. No, you're not that color. All right, but because you don't have melanin, the blood shows forth through your skin. All right, so it give it a rosy pink hue, if you will. All right, if you out in the sun all day, that's why you got terms like redneck. You're out in the sun all day, you angry, or you're blushing. All right, so that's the comparison. When you read the Bible, they name things based off what they saw. Right, so check this out. And the first came out red all over like an hairy garment, and they called his name Esau. And after that came his brother out, and his hand took hold on Esau's heel. So that's us. We holding on to your heel. Like you in charge. All right, you came out first. Like you got the rulership right now, but we on your heels. All right. And that's why he said, and his name was called Jacob, and Isaac was 80 years old when she bare them. All right. So just to grab that real quick, because I said we on your heels, and that's scriptural. All right, when you read Second Esdras, it says, and he said, Second Esdras 6:8, and he said unto me, from Abraham unto Isaac, when Jacob and Esau were born of him, Jacob's hand held first the heel of Esau. For Esau is the end of the world, and we at the end of the world now. And who's ruling? Esau, right? The so-called white man. That's the one who in charge. Those are the ones. If you combine all of their militaries together, whether they're American, Russian, German, French, English, whatever, all the different ones, they're the ones with the military bases all over. They're the ones who conquer Spain, Portugal, those various ones. They're the ones who conquer other nations and then put their philosophy on those nations. All right. So if you got to pick one race of people that's ruling, all right, you can say what you want about the Chinese, you can say what you want about the Arabs, but predominantly it's those people. All right. So it says, for Esau is the end of the world, and Jacob is the beginning of it that followeth. The hand of man is betwixt the heel and the hand. So at the time that Jacob and Esau was born, all right, Jacob held the heel. He was at he was, that's where he was at as far as ruling. All right, us the Israelites, that's where we was at in the capacity of time in comparison to the kingdom of heaven. All right, because the kingdom of heaven is when we'll rule, and the elder shall serve the younger, and he'll serve us. All right. It says the hand of man is betwixt the heel and the hand. So at this time, all right, Jacob had went from the hill all the way up to about the midsection. All right, because that's how much closer it was to the kingdom of heaven. All right, and so where we at now, right now, we got to be close to the neck or something. All right, we got to be, you know what I'm saying, because it's almost here. All right, and one of the ways that you know it's here because all this information is coming out and he's getting exposed. All right, the scripture says, I believe it's Jeremiah 49:10. It says, "I have made Esau barren; he cannot hide himself." All right, but anyway. Genesis 25. All right, now let's jump to Exodus. That was a little segue, but you know it still lines up. This is Exodus 1 and uh 9. And he said unto his people, this the Egyptians talking when we was in the Egyptian captivity. And he said unto his people, behold, the people of the children of Israel are more and mightier than we. Come on, let us deal wisely with them. And the so-called white man came in that same spirit that the Egyptians did at that time. All right. They came and dealt wisely with us, right? It says, let us deal wisely with them,